Fire Emblem. Engage!
Hello everyone, this is Access and Cap. Welcome to Chapter 10 of this Fire Emblem Engage Anything Goes Maddening LTC.
I won't lie, this will be one of the most epic battles in the entire run. At Destinea Cathedral, our ragtag team of royals and retainers face off against Hyacinth and the recently corrupted King Morion.
After foolishly charging in against her boyfriend's wish, Alear finds herself trapped within the walls of the cathedral. In this darkest hour, there is but a single ray of light, which of course is the ancient well.
That's right. Hyacinth cannot have possibly imagined that our army is armed to the teeth with well weapons. He also failed to consider that we have a triple Michelin star culinary genius among our ranks, Yunaka.
When Yunaka isn't engaging in her unique carbon-inspired gastronomy, she's cooking up a rustic meal to boost the army's strength. Thanks to a rustic egg, all of our units have +3 strength and +2 defense. So who's trapped in here with who?
As our army prepares for battle by pulling out their snacks and staves, let's briefly go over our preparations for the mid-game. Unfortunately, when we leave this cathedral, it will be without all of our current emblems. That means that we have to look ahead and do all the bond ring pulls, weapon engraves, and skill inherits that we need for the mid-game.
Losing Sigurd in particular will be a big blow to the team. That's why we spent almost all of our soaked SP books on him. Chloe used 2 expert books and 3 adept books to inherit Lance Power 3 and Momentum. We only need Momentum for this clear, but Lance Power will be powerful down the road.
Alear, Diamant, Amber, and Jade have each used 2 novice books to inherit Cantor. Jade was feeling a little out of place after reuniting with Diamant and Amber and seeing them in yoga pants, so she put down her shield and reclassed into Sage as well. We now have a trio of Brodian sages all with Cantor. What a beautiful scene.
To round off our skill inheriting, Vander shows that this old dog can still learn some new tricks as he inherits Advance without needing any SP books. That is great because we only have a single novice book left.
As for engraves, we spent most of them on the well weapons to prep for this battle. Unfortunately, joke weapons cannot be refined later, but we'll just have to make do. The full list of engraves will be in the video description.
We also spent a lot of time in bound fragments creating bound rings. Notable ones include Owen, Lelina, and May, which we got at least 2 of each. Again, the full list of rigged bound rings will be in the description.
We also got Chloe to bond 19 with Edelgard and Yunaka to bond 9 with Roy, with just 200 fragments to spare. All 3 standard arena went to Alear because she really needs to promote ASAP. We then dropped 5 silver weapons into the well, which reaches the 20,000 gold threshold for 5-star transformation. This will give us a full set of boosters, and we will continue doing 5-star well for the rest of the run. We didn't do 5-star well earlier only because it doesn't drop master seals, which we needed for promotions.
Let's get into the clear.
I'm ready.
Diamant engages with Celica for some fan service before warping Vander across the void. Amber then engages with Leaf before taking the warp staff from Diamant and sending Citrinne over as well. Finally, the newest member of the Brodian Sages warps Chloe over to join Vander and Citrinne.
Now that our boss killers are in position, Fram gets the honor of warping Alear over. This warp could be saved if Alear was already promoted into Griffin Knight, which we could accomplish by dropping Sanity further in Chapter 3 to feed her some more kills. But this extra warp usage doesn't hurt us in the long run, so we go with it. That's now 3 warps in 3 chapters for Fram. Very strong showings from the stewards overall in this run.
Etie makes a very nice surprise appearance in this chapter by virtue of being a female unit that we're not actively using for other duties. Busting in once again, she goes all the way down to a level 1 Axe Flier in order to grab this Draco Shield chest for us. In the meantime, Yunaka casually takes out Rosado and grabs his killer axe with her killer instincts.
You took me out just like Princess Ivy, huh?
I mean, we didn't take out Ivy with some candy on a stick, but whatever makes you feel better, I guess. Alear rewarps our boss killers across the wall, hitting level 10 in doing so. Really cutting it as close as possible here. Alear then canters 1 up 1 right, where she will cheer Citrinne on as she faces off against her zombie uncle.
Very well.
With divine speed from Mars, Citrinne sends the martial monk home to taste chocolates, which also clears the way for Vander to move up.
I claim this victory.
After claiming this victory, she canters next to Alear in preparation for the enemy phase.
Chloe engages and moves to Raging Storm Morion. Thanks to Alear's slightly short rewarp, she can build up maximum momentum for an exact kill, with Weapon Sync Plus, 5 extra strength from Edelgard Bond 19, and Yunaka's Gourmet Dish. In the end, this complicated setup doesn't matter because she crits him anyways. That's Morion's first life dealt with.
Raging Storm lets Chloe get in range of Hyacinth after a canter, but it also pushes Morion into a favorable position for the next enemy phase. Chloe walks up to Hyacinth, and he starts taunting us.
How do you feel about the new Brodian king? Once Lord Sombron drank his blood, we had no need of him, but we corrupted him for you. Am I not generous? You can show your gratitude by dying.
Hyacinth is too oblivious to realize just how screwed he is. Chloe wakes him up by simply one-shotting his first life with Houses Unite. It's quite poetic. The final Failnaught attack makes this kill look very similar to Hyacinth shooting Morion down with Lyn. After the kill, Chloe canters 2 right to get out of the way.
Finally, Vander charges through Morion's shattered line of defense and heads straight for Hyacinth. He advances and finishes off Hyacinth's last life with a Lollichop crit. Sadly, this will be Vander's last combat of the run. I cannot think of a more epic send-off kill for the 32nd Steward than this. In the end, Vander still needed 39 experience to level up. So close, yet so far.
Even though we won't get to see Vander swing a weapon again, I'm sure that he'll return in other roles. After all, he's gathered a lot of wisdom over his 45 years of living. This last enemy phase is all Citrinne. Morion's remaining lackeys go for her, but she easily one-rounds them with Divine Speed and Alear's personal skill. With an HP tonic, she will survive if she either dodges both sword fighters or if she dodges Morion. Thanks to Sigurd engraving and Alear's support giving a void, her chance of death is only about 20%. Note that because of Chloe's Raging Storm, King Morion has no choice here but to suicide at T-range with his inaccurate tomahawk.
Of course, Citrinne is a complete legend and dodges all 3 attacks.
Strong of body, strong of heart.
Citrinne puts her uncle out of his misery, earning her first level up of the run. That's chapter 10 completed in 1 turn. Let's move on to chapter 11.
After Daddy shows his true form, Alear gets very scared, so she orders the army to run for their lives. For some reason, our pursuers are nice enough to give us as much time as we need to pause and do battle preps.
Perhaps they took a page out of the late great King Morion's book and decided that it would not be fair otherwise. In any case, we'll happily accept this heartwarming gesture of sportsmanship.
By using the Master Seal that we stole from Hyacinth, Alear can finally promote into a fully fledged Divine Dragon. And as a Divine Dragon she will stay for all of 2 seconds before she second seals into her true calling, the Divine Chicken.
An absolutely majestic sight. And while the beginning of chapter 11 should be without emblem rings, Alear can certainly sidestep this restriction by purchasing the Divine Lame Chicken Pack. Like before, Alear unilaterally divorces Chloe from her longtime engaged partner and grabs Edelgard for her own benefits.
The other notable prep is that Citrinne uses our last available second seal to reclass into a Sage. Citrinne actually makes for a very good Sage, not that she wasn't also an amazing Mage Knight, but neither of these classes are her dream job, so unfortunately, the Brodian Sage quartet will be short-lived.
Don't worry, The quartet will be remembered for putting on a good show here and in the near future. Speaking of this chapter 11 clear, it's going to be a one-turn staff skip. Our focus here is to save warp uses and replace them with rescues as much as we can, because we now sit on 30 rescue uses bestowed by the watering hole.
You know, even though we're in a horrible situation, fleeing from our enemies in this dark, depressing forest, with all this rain pouring down, I can't help but feel that the ancient well is watching over us. With the guidance of the almighty watering hole on our side, I'm sure that we can get through this trial and come out of it stronger.
Amen. For the well.
Let's get into the clear and see how we splurge on rescues.
As your steward.
To start things off, Vander and Etie move forward to enable Citrinne to rescue Alear below her,
Very well.
which is closer to the escape tile. Flyer Etie good?
Very nice. And this will not be the last we see of Flyer Etie. Now Jade full moves and rescues Frem before cantering 2 tiles backward.
Your steward's ready.
After Frem warps Alear forward, Ember can move below Jade and use her boost to rescue Diamant below him. From this position, Diamant can barely reach Alear, where he uses the second and last warp of the clear to send her within reach of the exit.
With the escape tile in sight, Alear rushes forward in a raging storm to kill the archer blocking the exit. Alear can already escape, but how can we let Yunaka and Chloe waste their actions? Yunaka tries to assassinate the worm, only to find out that it's just as bulky as it looks. So instead, she surrenders and waves her white flag by dropping the killer axe that she regrets stealing just now.
Wait a second, Cap. Why is Vale so angry at Yunaka's act of repentance?
Well, I don't know, XS. This game is weird sometimes. Maybe she's just angry that some of our units aren't running away with their tails between their legs.
Alright, fine. This way we can at least have an early glimpse at the hounds with their wagging tails.
Orders are orders. I just hope the other side gets a few good slices on me.
They seem a bit too strong for our army at this point. Or are they really?
The hounds are certainly not to be swirled with, but with miraculous timing, we also have Ivy, Onigiri, and Socrates to our rescue, together with 2 new emblems in Lyn and Lucina. Poor Alear, Lucina will always be a reminder of her forced breakup.
That is indeed painful. Anyways, right upon joining, Ivy scores her very first kill, which is only relevant for the SP and Link bound level, because she will promote immediately. Kagetsu once again serves a supporting role, while Zelkov stands there and thinks about philosophy.
We then switch to Chloe up above and send her to give a few good slices to Gris as he requested.
I'll make it hurt real good. Try to do the same for me, yeah?
She doubles and kills him with a Celica engraved Swirl Lance, thanks to momentum adding 7 damage to the first hit. It seems that the real Celica would never stand by Gris. Thanks for the 38 XP, you freak.
Finally, Alear escapes and completes chapter 11 in one turn as well. I'll see you next time.
See ya.